To continue these unboxing videos, I'm going to just finally go over the body itself of the Bronica RF645. I showed this to another video, but here it is. You got the lenses in the back, 65 standard, 45 wide angle, the viewfinder that goes with it, and here's the body. I have the body cap on. What's kind of nice, this is a special feature. I didn't know much about mirrorless medium format cameras, but apparently some of them have an issue where once you have film loaded, if you change the lenses, you're going to potentially expose the film. This has a neat feature I was reading about where basically when you take the lens off, or in this case the lens or the body cap, it actually feels, it pushes back, and there's actually this cloth screen, or I forget what they call it, but it's a shield that blocks the film. So when you change lenses, you don't end up exposing the film and wasting that frame. And you can kind of feel it. Maybe I don't think it's actually engaging, to be honest, with the cap here, the body cap. But when you put the lenses on, you have to push them on. There's a kind of a spring action going on, and it's basically, I think, when you shove that thing in, I don't know, it may be the coupling, honestly, with the rangefinder too. But somehow mechanically, when you mount the lens, it rolls that little shade up to basically have the negative ready to go. And when you take the lens off, it rolls back down. It does it like silently and super quickly. And it's not electronic because it works. I noticed it before I loaded film. It works mechanically even without batteries in the camera. So that's pretty cool. It's a really cool camera. It's basic, but also kind of electronic and newer and kind of more modern age. Showed it before. On the top, pretty basic stuff. You got your shutter speed / aperture priority and program mode. Dial here, it's free flowing between bulb and 500th of a second, which is the max shutter speed. It's a leaf shutter camera. You have to press the lock button to get it out to aperture priority, and then you have to press the lock button again to get it into program mode. So that's how that works. It has your film advance. I've already advanced it, so I can't advance it and show you guys, but it has kind of a nasty advance. I've talked to a few people online about it. They have the same problem with theirs. I just hope it doesn't break. That's the one seemingly fault of this camera, is it doesn't feel inspiring. It initially starts to throw okay, and then if you can either do it in multiple little strokes or one full stroke, but when you get to the second stroke, if you do short strokes or the end of the full long stroke, it crunches and just doesn't sound like any good. You have your shutter button. It's threaded, so you can use a threaded cable release. You have your film indicator or frame indicator. I don't know if you can see that there. I'm on the 5th image of this 15/16 frames of a roll of 120. You have your indicator of what film you're using. There's a mechanical switch on the inside of this, which I can't show you because I have film loaded. You can switch between 220 and 120. You have your little film memo holder, I think they call it. I have the lomography color negative 400 right now loaded. Exposure compensation, your ISO, power switch. The ISO is actually a locked, I don't know if you want to call this a knob or what this is. This has nice clicks. And then you have your timer, self-timer, and your multiple exposure. Multiple exposure is pretty cool. It's basically just letting you continuously expose that same frame. So you could, in theory, if you do the calculations right, expose one negative, like 10 times. Right? I don't know what someone would want to do, but it's cool. And kind of hidden off here behind my thumb is the exposure lock, and it's a lock and unlock versus kind of like a hold lock style. So that's basically the camera. You have your unlock, spool unlocks, your tripod mount, your battery holder. It holds 2 CR2 lithium batteries. You see there, Tamron Company Limited, Japan. It's kind of nice. Love this camera so far. I did find out one thing, and I didn't say in the viewfinder video. The flash indicator simply illuminates when you have a flash mounted that's powered. So it could also just be the contacts that recognizes something's mounted, but it's not very fancy. And if you guys check out online, this is a fancy type of formed magnesium, the top plate, super robust, and then it appears to have a brass bottom plate, and the only reason I know that is because of this brassing right here. So it's a beauty. Love this camera. My only concern with it at all at this point is the film advance. It makes strange noises, but as long as it continues to advance my film and I can shoot rolls through it, I could care less. You know, if it doesn't break, you know, it's still good. So that's the camera itself. Thanks.